Greetings, my beautiful kings and queens, of you stopping by. Welcome back to my channel. This is Sis Kathy Vet coming to you with another Country Wayne skit from these Country Wayne streets. Let's get into it. Okay, now we're going to get back here over at the Daltons now. Made a little detour before over there by the Crazy Twins. Now we're going to circle back around. Now, Anthony begs Amber to get all her clothes out, out of his house. Now, number one, um, it is your house. However, now it's the two of y'all's house since you've been married. Now, does Amber really care about that house? I don't think so. Would she care to get the money and assets in the divorce? Of course she would. She wants to screw Anthony as much as she could and get as much as she could. Okay, the judge feels you entitled to it. You entitled to it. However, I personally don't think she's gonna get the house. The house is under a business name and it was acquired before they got married. That's a whole nother different thing to talk about. So I'm not sure. That is a little sticky. Possibly she can get the house. I think more so with other assets and money and leave the house alone. I really don't think she cares about it. As long as she gets the money, I don't care. I don't think she really cares that much about having the house. She's in Dave's house. She don't want that house. She ain't moving back to that house. Dave's house is much better. Now, if she just want to do this to be spiteful, all this back and forth, you don't want the man. You building a life, businesses, legacy with Dave. You growing something with Dave. Y'all going into business. That's a whole nother level. You're not even married to this man or engaged because you're not totally free. So it gets sticky on both y'all parts. With this whole get your stuff out of there, she really don't have to because you two are still married. So that's still her home. However, I don't understand why she wants to go back and forth and keep things in that house. She hasn't taken, the advice of the attorney when she told her go as business as usual. As a matter of fact, Candace applauding she got a new man. I don't know if she knows she's been living with this man, no longer in her home, but she told her don't go so crazy, okay? Anthony Lloyd told him, "Don't be making on any changes." Well, both of them not listening to their attorneys. I still think both their attorneys bootleg because they ain't really doing much of nothing. I don't think they're really advocating for their clients like they should. I think they're just collecting a monthly check, and I'm always gonna think that way. Now, me personally, I'm not gonna keep going back there, just to rub your girlfriend the wrong way. I don't want you. I'm happy over here. I just want us to settle this thing. I'll take my stuff out the house because whether I leave the house or not, it is what it is at this point. The judge gonna grant y'all what he grant y'all when you sit up there and present your cases. Neither one of you trying to do things, discreet. Neither one of you trying to, run this divorce as best as you can, on the up and up, on the straight and narrow, so y'all can get what's fair. Y'all want to sit up there and go crazy and do things that I'm sure your attorneys would really not. Well, I can't say with these attorneys y'all got, but I know in a court of law, a judge will look down at what y'all doing in the midst of a divorce. It's not looking good for neither one of you. But really, at this point, may the best person win because if both of you have separate relationships and you're doing whatever you want to do, you just got to present an honest case to your attorney so they can represent you fairly and justly and present this evidence to the judge. If y'all keeping secrets from your attorneys, they cannot properly represent you. That's why I don't really think this divorce is going to happen, y'all, because there's nothing concrete going on between these attorneys and a court mediation. Nothing, not even one hearing. No evidence is being presented. Honestly, the attorneys don't know everything that's going on 100% with their clients. They have no idea how extreme their clients are living right now. So I don't know what's going to happen. However, and this may be a little lengthy before I start, so I don't want to hear anybody about, oh, you talking too much. I got to say what I got to say because I just want it clear, before I get into this video, how things stand right now in Amber getting all her things out the house. Do you think she should still leave something there. Has anybody been in this situation in the home where they were advised, or been through a divorce like this, and been advised to not move out of the marital home if you planning on getting that home? See, me and my husband, ex-husband, had an apartment. He moved out. He didn't want anything there. It wasn't really much to split. It was just a situation with our children. So we didn't own a home that we had to deal with. But if anybody has, please, if you could share what that situation is, through experience and the law where you live, even though it may be different in Georgia, but where you live, was there an issue with having to stay in the home and not leave? Would that have been a detriment if you did, in your case, and getting half of the equity from the home? If you got some experience, share that. But let's see what happens. If you would, I'd appreciate it, because their situation is getting a little sticky.
Amber!
Oh, she already there and he came in? She was already in the house or what? Yeah, she was already there. She coming out some steps.
Did you move my stuff?
What?
Did you move my stuff? I'm looking for some of my clothes and I can't find them.
Yeah, I had to move them when they were working on the room.
Anthony, can you do me a favor? Can you not touch my things without asking me, without calling me? I understand that you're playing family man and you got all his room.
But
and all
then
that.
Amber, then take your stuff.
Do not touch my stuff unless you call me or ask, please.
Okay. All right. And can you do me a favor? Can you not go in the guy's room?
Keep me near the cross.
First of all, I think that's a little bold. I think she has every right to go through anywhere in that house. That's not that child's room. That's a room you decorated for him, but he has no ownership to that room. Him or Denisha has no ownership to that house. That I will say. Now, I'm just saying, for the sake of Amber not going through, all this aggravation, just to not go through this toxicity, going back and forth with Denisha or Anthony, and it's an awkward situation. It can be uncomfortable. But if you have a life over there with Dave, I wouldn't even want to come back to this house until I have to dealing with the divorce. I would talk to my attorney, let her know what's going on, and find out if it's okay for me in this situation of my divorce can I remove all my stuff and take it to where I'm staying, or do I have to leave it there until the divorce is over, so I won't have any issues with the house, being considered, for me getting something out of this house, just in case the house has to be sold and assets split. Is it looking like I'm abandoning the house? Ask these questions to your attorney. Be honest with your attorney so you can know how to move. Right now, they moving however they want to move, with no legal advice given whatsoever. That's why I'm saying they paying the attorneys for nothing, because they're not even asking any questions and letting the attorneys know what's going on. They just doing whatever they want. So if they lose out, either one of them, it's their fault. Why do you have an attorney when you moving like a pro se?
Jesus, can I not go through Kai's room? And you keep forgetting that until those papers are signed, until this divorce is final, this is our house. So Kai is in my room. Understand?
Exactly.
So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna
Exactly.
come out.
And you can't argue that, Anthony, for real. You and your feelings, that's the truth.
At least call before you come instead of just popping up.
It's funny. I remember when you were living with Shayla. I remember asking you to stop popping up. But what did you do?
Yup.
You kept popping up.
You popped up and you were staying with Shayla.
Because this was your house.
Yup.
Kind of like this situation now.
Yup.
So I'm going to keep popping up until you sign the papers. Anthony, you could be free as a bird if you just sign the paperwork and we could just move along. I don't understand what the problem is.
Look. I am begging.
I know you're not begging on your knees.
Get off my knees.
Please.
Because last time I got on my knee and I proposed to you, you ended up sleeping with Wayne the day
Oh,
before.
here we go.
Oh.
So I'm just ask you. Just please. I am begging. Please. Can you just take your stuff and just move it out? And then you won't have to worry about me touching or misplacing anything. Here, let me just get on my knee. I'm coming to you humbly. Can you please?
Boy, get up. You saw her walking out and you're behind on your knees. Anthony. She's stomping. See, you the one that moved this woman and this child into your house. Now, how was this looking? Like, I would have liked to see a skit where Anthony is in Kai's room looking for her stuff, and him saying, "Excuse me, yeah, Miss Amber, why are you in my closet?" And her tell him, "Excuse me, but this is my closet that Mr. Anthony moved you into. I'm still his wife. I wanted that child to know, so he can question his mother and Anthony. You married and you with my mother?" Because Denisha need to, this is crazy. How would she answer her son to that? She's stomping her through the house. What is Denisha saying while this is all going on? This is what I want to know. Like, this is crazy to me. Aren't they back? And this is what you want to go through. He wants to make it easy and have this fantasy relationship and play house like he's married to Denisha and his son Kai, and she's an invader. Settle this divorce, even if you don't want to sign the paper just to give up 50%. I get that, Anthony. But contact your lawyer and get this settled. Do you not want your lawyer to know how you living right now? Maybe not. Maybe that's what he's scared of. He doesn't want his lawyer to find out exactly how he's living. And I mean, it's crazy. So please, if any of y'all got experience on this particular situation or something similar to that and can shed light to that on how you think this is going to work out, even though this is in Georgia, every state is different when it comes to matrimonial law, but you have to, many of them are similar. However, there's also a lot of differences as well. So if you happen to be in Georgia, that's great, and went through something like this, how they moving? Do you think it's a detriment? Is one worse off than the other on how each of them are living? They both are basically both doing the same thing, but as it pertains to the house, will it hurt her if she was to get all her stuff out? Or should she leave some stuff in? And what about Anthony moving these people in the house that Amber really still has a right to? It's absolutely insane. But y'all, let me know what y'all know or think about this whole situation. It's wild. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, family. Thanks for joining me. Peace, and we out.